Hello, Internet. It's a beautiful day. It's a little walk and talk time. Before we walk and talk, we gotta take a look at this. It's gonna be weird the way I'm holding this, but I'm so in love with this little guy right now. So I can't see the camera. Helps with the shake. I don't know if maybe you guys can see that though. This guy is so gorgeous. We'll see how that comes out. We're gonna spin that a little bit today. So I thought we'd talk about we talked about the positivity, I don't know, a few weeks back, and it's something that's a little near and dear to me, and I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't know what came up the other day. Something came up where I had done something for someone, or someone had done something for me, and I forget what it was, but it just made me think I wanted to do a walk and talk on it. So, but I guess the best way to put it is sort of like interpersonal math. So sort of like the interpersonal savvy, like how you interact with people, but the math and what's involved. So let's just take for a minute. This is kind of taking down my logic path. When two people interact and have some sort of relationship, whether it's friendship or work relationship or anything, when two human beings interact, there's a certain amount of give and take. I think we can agree on that, right? You do things for me, I do things for you, etc., etc. Now, the question then becomes, and this is kind of was the highlight for me, do you think there's ever going to be a time where that give and take is going to be exact? Where you're going to give exactly what you receive? Probably were thinking to yourself there for a second, and if you weren't, you should be. That's what this is about. Getting deep today. The answer is no. Like, you're not going to give somebody the exact same amount they give you. One of you is going to end up doing more. And chances are, you're both going to perceive that you did more than for the other person than they did for you. So it's pretty subjective, right? How much is such and such thing I do? Whether it's little compliments throughout the day, whether it's actually like, hey, maybe I'll buy you a coffee, you buy me. Sometimes it can be financial, but it's not necessarily. But the value of that interaction is rarely going to be one-to-one. I think we can agree on that. So the way to handle maybe not the way to handle, but the way I handle most situations and most interactions is I know that it's not going to be even. And in accepting that, I can then realize, that, it's better to give than to receive. So I more often than not want to put out and do more than I'm getting back. Right? I want to put more out there than someone's going to give me, not expecting them to return the favor and everything to be even. That way I get to be happy in the giving. And then they're either happy with that, with the interaction, with the relationship, because, they feel like someone's doing more for them. And there's something nice to be said about that. Or they, in turn, want to do more back. And then, you just have this really good symbiotic relationship where you do for me, I do for you, you do for me, I do for you. Those sorts of situations. So I don't think this was the scenario, but it's probably worth mentioning the situation with Heck and the loophole that I got him, right? He was really looking for a loophole, wasn't asking for anything out there. I didn't owe him anything. He just seemed like a nice guy, and I wanted to do more for him, right? He does a lot of nice stuff for us. He puts more out there than we ask. And in turn, we really want to give it back. So then in turn, he wanted to give me some free bearings. I said, no, let's give them to the community. He did a giveaway. And I don't know, it just seems like a much better way to be and handle things rather than being bitter or resentful, saying like, I do this, and this, and no, so doesn't do that for me, that's no way to live. So that is a loud one today, boys and girls. Wow. So anyway, I just thought it was an interesting perspective. Interpersonal math, what we just decided to call it on the fly. So put yourself out there and do more than people do for you. Can't go wrong. So I think we'll leave it at that. Kisses, everybody.